Good morning. Day three. Day three of Just Be. Say hello if you guys are hopping on. I'll give you guys a minute. I'm lighting my Palo Santo for us so we can clear the energy here. As people log on, I'm excited to dive in today. I've been excited every day to dive into this. I've really enjoyed this a lot, so thank you so much for being part of this with me. So, this morning I am going to pull a card for the group. Morning, Jenny. How are you? Yay, Jennifer! I'm so happy you're live today too. So happy. Just got some Palo Santo going here for us to clear the energy. If you guys have any on your end, feel free. I'm going to pull a card for us this morning before we get started. Morning, Angela. Look at you, rock star, dude. Every day. I think Jenny's been every day too. You guys are amazing. So consistent. So devoted to your own self-intimacy. I just actually recorded a reel on self-intimacy, on like holding space, which I honestly think that this concept of holding space is complete BS now. It's something I used to say all the time, and now it just doesn't resonate anymore. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll be posting that shortly. And I may talk about it today. We'll see. But the first thing I wanted to do was draw a card for you. So funny little quirk about me is that I absolutely hate paying shipping. Does anybody else hate paying for shipping? So Daisy and I are getting ready for our Embrace Retreat, which is in May. And one of the things that we do in the welcome packets and goodie bags that we give to everybody is we pull a customized card pull of past, present, future, 3 cards that we actually give them. They get to keep them, personalized for each person, and we write on them and do intuitive downloads, all that stuff. So I was ordering the deck for that, and I was like, yeah, I'm not paying shipping for this. So I ended up spending more money because I purchased more decks so that I didn't have to pay shipping, so that I got up to the minimum for free shipping. So I actually ended up paying more money, but I'm so much happier because now I have new decks, which is just so much more fun than paying shipping, right? Morning, Brittany. Thanks for being here. So today I'm going to read you from my new deck, the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. She also did Work Your Light and Starseed Oracle, which I love. And the artwork is so beautiful. So I've already shuffled. And I'm going to pull a card for us today just to feel into the vibes and to see how this feels for everybody. I just felt in card pull mode this morning. I'm also going to, as we meditate today, Sherry Jones, hi honey. As we meditate today, I am feeling really called to journal a little bit too. Maybe I will, maybe I won't when I get in there, but I brought my journal with me just in case, because I'm just feeling this I feel like something is itching to come through, or like there's something that's ready to come to the surface and make me aware of. So I'm just going to bring my journal. And if at times in the middle of this meditation I need to just jot a few things down, I will. And so I just wanted to share that process with you, because that's what this series is about, is kind of letting you know what my process is. And it doesn't look the same every day. You know, some days I pull cards, some days I don't. Some days I move my body, and I think it was you, Jennifer, that said you were kind of restless yesterday, right? There's some days that I feel restless and I'm more just kind of squirmy, and I move around, or I need to get up and kind of stretch in the midst of it and then kind of go back into the stillness. I love you, Maria. Hey, Ophelia. Yeah, so I was ordering them from Hay House, because Hay House literally half the time charges like half the price of what Amazon does, but then they charge shipping. And I was just like, I'm not paying shipping. I'd rather have more card decks. So that's where I am this morning. All right, guys. So send me your love and energy so that I can pull a card from this Rose Oracle deck for us. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is this? We got the reunion, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, and friendship. So nice since we're doing this in the community and sharing in this together. I always like looking at the images before I read the book and just get a feel for the energy. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Morning, Anne-Marie. Thanks for being here. Okay, the reunion. And for those of you who do not enjoy Facebook or who have people that you know that are not on Facebook, I also have been uploading this particular series to YouTube. So I will drop the link to day 2 in here because I already gave you guys day 1 for YouTube, just in case anybody else wants to take advantage of this experience. Morning, Diana. Happy Friday. TGIF. All right. So let me read the reunion to you guys, okay? This current period in history has been spoken of by mystics through the ages, and you chose to incarnate right in the middle of it. You didn't do so alone. We came here in waves and with joint soul missions. You were never meant to walk this life alone. It's time to come back together. To remember that we are not in competition. We hold keys for each other. This is the way of the rose. To bloom bravely, regardless of what others are doing, and not be threatened when others do this alongside you. The rose doesn't open and close according to who's walking by. She reveals her beauty to the world without waver. Oh, I like that. You're here to do that too. There are people who, at a soul level, chose to walk alongside you, but for them to find you, you must first let them see you. This one's giving me chills because it's so literally the exact caption that I just wrote for that reel on holding space that I haven't posted yet. Wild. Oh, reveal yourself to the world. Open your heart and mind to collaboration rather than competition. So many of us, particularly those who identify as women, have learned to be mistrustful of one another as if we were in competition, just like we were talking about yesterday with skepticism. This card comes with a message of collaborations, partnerships, and friendships, a confirmation that one or more people are entering your life, or it could be a sign that you're being called to co-create on a project with someone you already know. Decide to bloom together. The transmission is, I release any old programming of competition. I open myself up to relationships and collaborations. It is safe for me to trust and co-create. It is safe for me to speak clearly. It is safe for me to set clear boundaries and collaborate. Jenna! Hi, honey. Yeah, you probably are, Brittany. I think, you know what it is though? And this isn't coming from a place of, blaming ourselves or being hard on ourselves, but instead coming from a place of awareness. Like, there's a part of us that's hiding almost all the time. I mean, 95% of what goes on in our minds is subconscious, right? Like, we need to accept, that's part of the spiritual path, like accepting and appreciating that we are not going to see everything. We are not going to know everything, right? And that there's always going to be a piece of us that we get to come into greater awareness of, not from a place of fixing ourselves or healing ourselves because there's something wrong with us, but just with that compassionate curiosity and eagerness to know more about this miraculous life that we've been offered. Okay? So, keep in mind that that holding space reel is going to be coming soon, and I really encourage you guys to look at it. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can jump over there at Emerge Healing and Wellness, or we're going to post it on Facebook too, so you can check that out as well. But it speaks to a lot of this that I'm talking about today, but I'm feeling really, really strongly that we need to just dive into this meditation today. You know, I've been giving you guys quite the little chats at the beginning of these, which is also nice and has been really beautiful and intuitive and expansive, but I also just feel really strongly that we are meant to pull that card, that guidance from the universe, and then dive in. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we dive in today? We are going to make sure that we are in a space that we can really settle in. We're going to be in this space for a good 30 minutes at least. And I will, of course, as usual, give you prompts and reminders as we're sitting in this silent meditation together to return to your anchor point, whether that be the breath coming in and out of your nose, your belly going up and down, your hand on any part of your body, and to return to deepening your breath as well, because we can lose that. And I mentioned yesterday in the midst of meditation that when our tongue is on the top of our mouths, that actually indicates that our nervous system is activated. And so I'm going to encourage you and keep reminding you to bring your tongue back to the base of your mouth so that we can allow that muscular relaxation of the physical body, and just a reminder to sink deeper. Okay? So place your feet on the floor or allow yourself to be grounded in some way. You can hold some dark crystals. You can just you could be lying down or in a position where you feel you can sink even more and more into relaxation and allow those muscles to just relax. Okay? We're going to take a nice deep breath in here and close your eyes. And a nice slow exhale. Another deep breath into your heart space and hold. Now breathe in more to the sides and back of your heart and hold. And slowly release. One more deep breath all the way from your root to your crown, and pause at the top. And then allow your breath to release through your crown all the way up into the ether. Just continue to breathe slowly and deeply at a pace that's comfortable for you. Noticing if there's anything in your environment that needs to shift, whether you need to change the temperature, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, move your body, get a sip of water. Listen to those cues and then head back into centeredness. Feeling safe that you've attended to any cues that have come forward, and allowing your shoulders to fall back and down, your jaw to loosen, your tongue to hang in the base of your mouth, your cheeks and forehead to soften and release. Swallow. Take one more deep breath in, extending your exhale as long as you can. And just be. Finding your anchor point, whether it's the breath coming in and out of your nose, your belly moving up and down, your hands on your body. Deepening your breath. Labeling any thoughts as thinking. Softening your face and your cheeks. Returning to your anchor point. Loosen your jaw. Label any sounds as sound. Deepen your breath. Return to your anchor point. Notice any arising sensation within your body as sensation. Loosen your tongue into the base of your mouth. Deepen your breath and extend your exhale. Return to your anchor point. Deepen your breath. Loosen your jaw. Loosen your tongue. Deepen your breath. Play with your breath a little bit. Extending the exhale, holding it. Swallow. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Start to move your body, stretch your neck. Circle your wrists and ankles. Yawn if you need to move the energy. Open your eyes when you're ready. Just start to orient to the space around you. Let me know how you're feeling. So interesting how each time that we do this, we can bring forward a completely different vibe. The first day I just felt like really precious and loved. The second day I felt really empowered. I know, didn't they? It was actually a few minutes longer today. I did that intentionally. Yeah, yesterday I just felt really empowered. And today I just feel like very pensive and quiet, I guess. Reflective, but not from a cognitive space. Just kind of like I'm letting my energy settle and guide me. Like it feels like one of those days where it's just a lot of gentleness with my human. Could you hear my birds and the plane that went by? Energized and relaxed. Very peaceful, but it felt really good. I'm glad you guys felt it was fast. That means you guys can sit in this shit double time. Happy birthday, Anna. You're very welcome. I sang you a birthday song on Boxer. You could check that one out. Yeah, outside my house. This one little birdie just wanted to be our bestie during this experience. I'm curious when I'm not thinking. I get words, ideas. I often lose the gist of what is coming through. Any input on that? Yes. In fact, I talked about this yesterday a little bit. I think it was yesterday. We don't lose anything. Nothing is lost. And if you are focused on what's coming through, then you're not just being, right? So it's actually when you notice that you're losing track of what's coming through, or you're not able to focus on it or whatever, come back to your anchor point. Even if it's not thinking, If you're focused, because that's another function of the ego is focus, right? And if you're focused on something coming through, then you're not in this really surrendered, just being place. Because when we're surrendered and we fully trust, anything that's coming through, first of all, those seeds are planted already energetically and they're going to grow and we're going to have awareness of them when we're meant to. But we don't want to make them into anything. Does that make sense? Oh, Jenny, I love that. Flo was the bird. Thank you. You feel like you're just being and it comes out of nowhere. What comes out of nowhere? The words ideas? Because that's just claircognizance, right? It just drops in. Because that happens to me the whole time. Like things just show up. And yeah, you can call them intuitive downloads. And that's why I think it can be helpful. You can also play with opening your eyes and writing a couple things down, like just jotting down keywords. Sometimes I do that. It depends on how restless I am. I find that if I'm more restless, I need to write things down. And if I'm less restless, I can just fully trust that these things that come in, oh, like you're not holding on to them. Okay, so if you're not holding on to them, then you're not meant to. Right? Like when you're meditating, what you're doing is you're completely opening and relaxing and surrendering to being a vessel of energy that's moving through you. And so sometimes this energy is meant to be fleeting. We're not meant to hold on to everything. We'd go crazy if we did, right? We're not meant to hold on to everything. So it's just witnessing it and appreciating that something was sent your way, even if it was meant to be with you for a split second. And if it's meant to kind of gestate within your field, it absolutely will, because that's the energy moving through. Does that answer your question, Jennifer? That is surrender, Darlene. You have the ultimate environment in building your silent meditation muscle. Yes, gestating. Perfect. You could even place your hands on your womb space. That could be one of your anchor points, because that's where we gestate, right? That's where things gestate within us physically and energetically and emotionally. So you could always just put your hands there and allow that to be where your focal point keeps coming back to. And that's a reminder for you that all of it is being planted. And if it's not meant to be planted, then it is passing through, and you're grateful for being a vessel for the transmutation of that energy. Yeah, you can, Diana. You can write things down. I also I feel like when I write things down, I do that, like I said, when I'm more restless. And I feel like that's just me being really loving and attentive to my human. And sometimes my human needs that. Sometimes my human needs that. But it can also become more cognitive, and more egoic. And although the ego is a part of us, which is why I want to acknowledge that there's going to be some times that you're going to want to write things down, because our ego is a part of us. We don't want to dismantle or eradicate the ego in any way, shape, or form. We blame it too much. We talked about the ego some yesterday when we were talking about skepticism, but it's about really allowing the ego to kind of intersperse and dissolve as a part of us into our essence, so that it's all wholeness. It's all one, right? So we don't want to negate any parts of us. So if it's really knocking at your door, allow. Yes, exactly, Jennifer. Perfect. So allow and meet yourself where you are. When you're just being, meet yourself where you are. There's going to be days when your human needs more attention. There's going to be days when you're human, like today, for me, holy shit. Like I want to kind of watch the replay here because there were times that it literally felt like my energy shifted internally to the point where like my whole body twitched. Like it was wild. I was so deep in it. It's almost like my human was just not present today or like not existent. Yes, Sherry. Oh, I love you. Your kitty always loves this stuff, right? Yeah, you do need to watch the first two. That's going to help you for sure. The first day we did a shorter meditation. Each day's gotten a little bit longer, but there was more guidance the first day. So I think going through the progression would be supportive for you. You were flying and all that, girls. That is a miracle at work, Maria. Just confirmation of your miracle mindset. So you guys, I actually have this cute little fun. I'm really excited about this cute little experience. It's only 44 bucks that I put together for you guys. It's called Dissolve. It's 2 Zoom calls, and it's really all about this concept of dissolving the ego. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it didn't even come up until the middle of this series. I wasn't planning on this. It just kind of showed up because it's what, like when I get fired up, and I start talking about this stuff that comes forward, it's because I'm going through it. It's because I'm going through it and I'm having like awareness and recognition of what I'm going through. And I'm just like, holy fuck. And a lot of the times it's after a lot of this process is complete within me. And it's been energetically complete, but I don't recognize it in my human awareness until it's like, oh, wow, that's what I just went through. Like, that's what just happened. Holy shit. And like, I've noticed in the past month or so, and I was telling my husband this a couple of weeks ago, where I was just like, I feel like my judgment is just gone. And I'm a human being. I'm going to have judgments, but like in relative terms, like it just feels like I'm seeing people in the world so differently than I ever did, like at a completely different level. Like I'm not defensive. I'm not attached. I'm like not attached to really anything anymore. It's wild. My self-criticism is like almost entirely gone. Every single time shame and guilt even comes up the teeniest bit, it's an immediate recognition and completely dissolves. Like it's wild. And it's this like sense of freedom that I'm like, oh my gosh, And so I just kind of like sat with this and this understanding of the fact that I was blaming my ego for so long. I was blaming it, or I was making it separate from me and trying to kind of like work on integrating it, but still from a place of like judgment of my ego or feeling like, a little separate from it. And then I was like, wait, any parts of us that we reject are just going to gain momentum. They're just going to gain momentum. And it's like when we deny the ego, we're going to have that period of like tantrums and intense emotional waves and like gripping onto control and all of these things that keep us from being able to just be. And like intense focus and searching and like doubt and insecurity, all of these things, they're all distractions from who we actually are, right? And it doesn't mean we don't need to make changes in our lives, but like when we take full responsibility for our vibration and just being with ourselves, everything else unfolds very, very naturally, right? And we're meant to continue evolving in this process. So I created this it's just 2 Zoom calls, group calls. And we're going to be talking about really being able to fully own our vibration and take full responsibility for that and not judge ourselves for it and allow this judgment, this blame, this guilt, this defensiveness, reactivity, anxiety, shame, all of those things, not to mean anything, right? Like not to mean anything about who we are and where we're meant to go. So what I encourage you to do is, if you've really loved this experience, I encourage you to just read about it. Just read about it, feel into it, see if it feels like a beautiful opportunity to get more specific, customized feedback from me, to work with me more intimately, and to deepen what we've started here. Oh, I love that, Jennifer. Isn't it so liberating? It's so liberating. And that's the thing. It's like, even there's been a lot of chaos going on around me lately, and I've just been so solid and so centered in a more sustainable, unwavering way than ever before. I love you, Maria. Okay, so just read over it. Read over it, feel into it, and shoot me a message if you have questions about it. But this series has been so gorgeous. I've been looking forward to it every single day, and it's encouraged me too to even sit with myself longer, like on my own accord in the mornings. This is what I do in my vitality group. I don't do silent meditations every time, of course, but energetic practices every other day. And that's why I love it so much, is because it holds us all accountable to really, for me, it's not about adding modalities. It's about just sinking and deepening more into my own understanding, my own vibe, my own sovereignty. So, oh, see, I love that, Angela. I've been doing that too, where you don't listen to anything. You're just with yourself, right? Like, and thank you so much for bringing that forward too, because that's really what this is about, right? Like, this is just your practice ground. This is just your introduction. It's just like planting the seeds. It's just saying, welcome to this experience. Welcome to being with yourself for as long as you can sit there, right? Or be with yourself. And it's just the beginning of you being able to extend this on your own and feel this on your own, because that is the best feeling, is to just be like, oh, I can literally just sit in my own presence now without having to follow anything or anyone, right? Oh, I love that. So beautiful. So anyway, and Vitality is starting Monday too. So we were supposed to start at the beginning of the month, but everybody that signed up was on vacation for like 2 weeks. And they were just like, dude, this is just a lot right now. I was like, let's just wait. It's fine. So we pushed the start date back. So we're starting that on Monday. So I'll drop that link here too if you guys want to check it out. But that is really the most intimate way and the most raw, like connected way to work with me, because you get 4 one-on-ones, 5 if you pay in full, 2 group calls. I'm live every other day with energetic practices that are really customized to what your intentions are and what feels really good for you. And the number one thing people get out of that is confidence and clarity. And just, even one of my clients the other day just sent me a message and was just like, literally the level of up leveling and aha moments I've had since that program are absolutely unbelievable. Like, to see the looks on their faces and their shifts in energy from the beginning to the end is like such a palpable experience. And it feels so amazing to see that after being a therapist for 20 years and being able to recognize how much people try and work so hard to feel really confident and really good about themselves. And it's just like this never ending fucking cycle that they just can't get beyond. And that's why I created it, because it's just like, there's so much more depth to this expansion with ourselves. And every single one of us is unique. And I wanted to have something that was customized so that we can really make it specific to your path and your vibration and what you're meant to do here. So anyway, I'll drop that link too. 5 viewers, 55 comments, 555. Yay. All right. Good time to end. I love you guys. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I will throw the link in here somewhere, whether it's in the comments here or in the group, so that if there's anybody who wants to watch it on YouTube, or if you prefer to, they're going to be there forever too. So you can access them here for the replays or there. And you're so welcome, Maria. I love you. All right, guys, I'm just so happy. I don't want to leave. Just being in the collective vibe, it's just so good. All right, dudes, but I'm at over an hour. So have a fabulous day. Thanks for being with me in this. If you're on the replay, say hi, drop what's coming through, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.